wow.
That was a bit of a weird view.
Hey, this is Red Band coming to you live from the world-famous Comedy Store for a brand new episode of Kill Tony Volume 2. Give it up for Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah, motherfuckers! There's a backpack here. Hi, everyone. Hi, guys. How exciting. Another fun Monday. We're here. It's episode 39 of Kill Tony, everybody. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
So much fun stuff. We're going to La Jolla this weekend.
Yeah.
That's exciting. We're taking it on the road for the first time ever.
This guy, actually, I just read this Facebook. He's like, hey, I see that you're in La Jolla for the weekend. If you want, you can stay in my sailboat. It holds 4 people. I'm not using it. It's right on the water. And then I was like, who's this guy? And then he's like, he's a private investigator. Now I'm thinking, like, he's just hiding cameras in his boat so he can watch me fuck or something. What should I do?
Maybe. I think you should take him up on the offer.
Really?
If he's a private investigator, it's good to have a guy like that on your side.
That's true.
If you turn him down, then he might start... I mean, if he's a private investigator, then he can already look through your windows.
Yeah, I guess so.
So you want to keep him close. And then this way you have a private investigator in San Diego, where you might need it sometime.
That's true.
Should we talk about the other possible thing, Sandy?
Sandy?
San Diego?
Is that? Yeah, I think we already said that. But Comic-Con 2014 will be at the American Comedy Company for 2 shows and another Kill Tony. So San Diego is getting all the Kill Tony love right now.
Yeah. Comic-Con.
Comic-Con 2014.
That's a pretty big announcement, right?
And I'm thinking that last year, I mean, we've been there for the last 2 years, Death Squad has. And last year, there were so many people dressed up as Iron Man, like with like the missile rocket launchers and stuff like that. So if you know anyone that's listening that goes to Comic-Con that has an Iron Man costume and wants to join Kill Tony,
the army.
We're
gonna have an army of Iron Men.
That would be so great, right? And if not, maybe a couple fins.
You can get tickets to Vancouver and Seattle and Portland
right now at deathsquad.tv. All tickets went on sale. We're going to be in Vancouver for $420, and we're playing a casino. And it holds 300 people. It's this humongous fucking crazy thing.
We get to do that. And speaking of the Iron Man and our always, the Iron Patriot left us about a month ago, and every week we have been replacing the Patriot with a different type of Patriot. We've gone through, the Iron Gatriot, Justin Martindale, the Dark Patriot, Willie Hunter, El Patrioto, Jesus Trejo was last week. And we're going to keep the diversity going. Tonight, we would like to introduce to you right now our first ever female Patriot, everybody. It's the Iron Hot Chick. Boom. That's right. Josh, get on it.
Yeah, grabbing their boobs already.
There you go. Josh, fix the mic.
He's nervous around her.
Amateurs.
There you go. He's so nervous around a female Patriot. Look at that. Boom.
Josh, come on.
Josh, get on it.
Now, is it the Iron Patriot or the Iron Sex Pot?
Thank you.
What could it be? What is it?
I think
It's all of them.
Fuck yeah. You can call her anything you want, people. That's how open-minded the female Patriot is.
Thank you.
She just farted.
Wow, those are some interesting sound effects.
Thank you. I'm patriotic.
I love it. Well, you look fantastic. It's so nice to have a little bit of female energy over there rather than the creep.
Turn the fucking mic up.
Turn it up, guys. Right?
That's what this means.
Put your hands together for the running around producer of the show, Josh Martin, perhaps the worst producer in the history of anything ever.
Yeah. All right.
He's truly really unliked around the Comedy Store, and we decided we decided to give him a shot, let him run around and work things here, and he just spills drinks when he drops them off. He fucking set her up for failure. So there you go. So let me ask you something, Lady Patriot. Did you, I heard a rumor that you sent a song in. That was something that the Iron Patriot would normally do, and he would sing.
I wrote it myself. All that jazz.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This is actually a song that I've seen her do before, and I love it, so this is going to be a treat.
Yay!
What's the song called?
Mouth on mouth fucking.
Mouth on mouth fucking.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the Lady Patriot.
Let's see if this works. And it doesn't. The internet here at the Comedy Store, by the way, is getting fixed, I heard. No, they don't. They have dial-up here still, I think, like that. But here we go.
Put your hands together for the female patriot, everyone. Come on, representing all women. Who said that they can't be a security guard for a podcast? That's a woman. Josh, are you gonna boom mic this shit, Josh?
I see your eyes from across the room. I like the way your body goes. Can't wait to take you back to my room. I'll suck your face off and then we'll spoon. But for now we'll just dance on this stimulus floor. Our bodies move is when you got me begging for more. So listen up, baby, don't waste no time. I want to feel your lips intertwine with mine. I want to saliva in my mouth. I'll swish it around and spit it back out. I wanna fuck your mouth with my mouth. We're gonna kiss and make out. I'm gonna show you what it's all about. When I fuck your mouth with my mouth.
That is awesome.
Yeah, guys, give it up.
That is unbelievable. I love how the voice that she's singing over in that sounds more robotic than the actual voice
Yeah, I
that's
know.
coming through the voice box.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Pew pew.
Okay. That was awesome. So, fuck yeah. What do you guys say that we get this thing going? We have our new head of security for tonight, the Iron Lady Patriot chick.
Iron sex bot.
Pew pew.
Whoa.
Fuck yeah, she's a wild one. So let's get into it. You guys know what happens. A bunch of comedians sign up. Me and always two guests talk to them afterwards. And this week's no different. I have two. This is I believe it's both of their third times on the show. They are two of truly the best guests to have on this. Two of the funniest pals that I have. Put your hands together for Rick Ingraham and Kevin Christy, ladies and gentlemen. They're back.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
Good to see you.
guys.
Good to see you.
You can smell the boners up here.
Fuck yeah.
It is boner central, man.
For anybody with a robot fetish, it's going down tonight.
Also, just women, if you're into women.
Right, that too.
Or Jerry's and Laney's.
Jerry and Laney are here. Put your hands together for Jerry and Laney, everybody.
Guys. I got married to that beautiful lady on this very stage about 7 years ago.
Wow.
And Jerry obviously was the maid of honor or whatever.
Was that during a Ding Dong show?
Yep, during a Ding Dong show, and I think Jerry ended up registering as a sex offender by the end of the night. Very
Fuck
weird,
yeah.
as always.
So it's so fun to have you guys back. I know that I guess you've both been on. Well, it's been a two-person format. What do you guys think of the Lady Patriot?
She's way better. Way better than the original.
Way better. Yeah, the original Iron Patriot just scared me. He just bummed me out and frightened me and was racist.
Yeah. It was very creepy how racist he was.
I guess Doug Benson had a live show last week, and he showed up, and they wouldn't let him in.
Was he dressed as Iron Patriot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm supposed to be on the
How
show.
weird
And they're
they
like,
didn't
"No,
let him in.
It seems like they're making good decisions over
Hey, there's
there.
a giant trash can screaming by the door. Do you want us to come in? Is it cool? No.
Well,
it's fucking not.
I actually heard, and this is really funny. I don't know if I even told you this part, but somebody tweeted at me that the reason why they really wouldn't let him in was because there's no standing room. It's a seat-only theater, and he can't sit down in that suit.
It's a fire hazard.
Yeah.
He's like an upright speed bump. He's just gonna
what
slow
would
people
happen
down.
if there was a fire? Like if there was a fire here when he was here, he'd be dead. There'd be no way.
Just
for
be
him to
yelling,
die.
"Someone carry me!"
Yeah. Well, and the other problem would be all of us throwing him directly into the fire, which would be my first instinct.
Yeah.
I'd risk my own life, you know?
Lady Patriot, do you have any questions for our guest? That was something that the original
Yeah.
Iron Patriot always did.
Hey, boys. I was just wondering, Rick,
Yeah.
I've listened to your podcast. You do it for the Comedy Store, right? Comedy Store podcast?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't done one in about 9 months, but yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad you're an avid listener.
Thank you. I admire it. Okay. I was just wondering, what's it like now that you're married? Does that affect your comedy?
Ooh, that's true. You
Interesting
just got
question.
married.
Not sure at all what that has to do with the Comedy Store podcast. But, no, I mean, my comedy is me talking to people in the crowd. So as long as my wife doesn't sit there, it doesn't generally come up, I suppose. But, yeah.
Good question. How about for Kevin?
So, you also have a podcast.
I do.
Okay.
She's good with starts.
It's exactly like the old Patriot.
She's like a rabbit.
Alright.
Quick in the beginning.
You got a podcast, right, with Nick,
Nick Youssef.
Hey.
Yeah.
And it's really good.
Is she
What?
Canadian?
Yeah, you like it? Is it fun? Good time?
All those things. You nailed it.
My God,
we
boom.
like it good and good times. Yes.
I mean,
That was the best question that the Patriot has ever asked.
Yeah.
do you like that? That
So
was
you
amazing.
do you like things and stuff? Yeah.
I feel like we know why Pierce Morgan is not getting renewed because we got a new interviewer in the house.
Nailing it.
Is the Iron and Sex Bot wearing underwear?
What? Yeah, I have underwear on.
Is it patriotic?
Definitely.
Can we see it?
You want to see my patriotic underwear?
Get on stage and do it.
How Brian has this kind of how Brian pulls this shit off, I have no
That happened
idea.
so fast, dude.
Yeah,
Well done.
Yeah.
0 to creep
Or
immediately.
not well done.
Oh, wow.
Same underwear the Iron Patriot wore. Amazing, they fit everyone. One size fits all. America.
Beautiful.
America! And I
America.
have bush because I love pussy. Okay.
Yeah. Whoa.
Boom.
You have a full bush? Just a full bush.
Yeah, like a woman.
Wow.
That is very valid, actually. Like a woman. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's valid.
I haven't seen one in a while. Can you show us?
Oh my god.
Brian.
All right, let's get this thing
Not
started.
with me. Not while I'm here.
Now that
That's not what
everybody
we
has
do.
red, white, and blue balls,
God damn it, that's
You
good.
son of a bitch.
a bunch of people signed up. You guys know what goes on. Comedians get 1 minute of stage time. They know that their minute's up when they hear the sound of a kitty.
Wow. I mean, the whole production has really gone to shit since
It
last
really
time I was
Top
here.
shelf.
Way more Bush, which is good. But
Top shelf.
People used to try sometimes and everything, but you'll hear the sound of a kitty. And then you don't want to run that light. That means that's your time, because if you go much longer than that, you're going to bring out the angry West Hollywood bear.
That just sounds like wind.
There you go.
you say it sounds like an episode of Wings?
Just like no, like just a lot of wind. God, I wish it sounded like an episode of Wings.
I feel like if you go over, you should play an episode of Wings as punishment.
What's Wings? Is
a
that an
television
old
show.
show?
It was
Is that
the
on, like,
Tony
USA?
Shalhoub.
yeah, it was the terrible show that the writers from Cheers were like, "Hey,
Yeah.
we can just take this concept and put it
Hayden
into
Church is a mechanic.
Nantucket
Yeah, it was about a small airline.
Airport.
Wow.
Yep.
Listen, it was classic comedy.
Goddamn
It was on
fine
USA,
show.
though, right?
Yeah.
Why do I feel like
They
it was
showed
on
repeats
USA?
on USA. I
Crystal
think it was
Bernard
NBC.
was on it, I believe.
All right.
That fat guy
Yeah, that
with
fat
the
guy.
mustache.
Uh-huh.
That's always a winning
If
recipe.
you're fat, you gotta have a mustache.
Your first comedian tonight, everybody, doing a minute of stage time is Jake Beckman, everyone.
Almost there.
Jake.
I will not take a shower in a room that smells like shit, mainly because I don't want to breathe in those poop particles that are responsible for the smell of shit. There's just a contradicting feeling that you get when you see a toilet right next to a shower. They don't mesh. It gets people to take a shit and then have a really hot and steamy shower afterwards, and I'm sure that some people skip wiping and they wash out their leftover poo in the shower. All in all, I find this to be a hygienic dilemma. The smell of shit mixed in with the shampoo you just used just doesn't mesh. If you took a really big and really mossy turd and then right afterwards you had a really hot and steamy shower, those airborne poop particles that are responsible for the smell of shit will mix in with the steam and it will soak into your walls and your skin. And that is why you will have a random instance later that day when you smell shit but you don't know where it's coming from. Worst of all, it's coming from you, and you are your last suspect because you showered.
Wow. Huh.
Questions now.
How much actual time was that?
That was about 40 seconds.
Okay. It showed up as 58 on. I downloaded it on iTunes and all that. I recorded it, got it on iTunes, and it showed as 58 seconds. So it was somewhere in the time range.
It reminded me of a hybrid of Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High and the Micro Machines guy.
Oh yeah.
Actually, have you seen one of those videos on the internet where it shows a guy just drawing really fast, like and trying to sell you something? Like, this is how like stomach acid works, and then that's what your voice sounds exactly like.
It feels like you're
crazy.
gonna get hired as the guy that says the stuff really fast at the end of radio commercials.
Yeah, you were the
Funny when I
legal
know it.
ramifications of leasing a Toyota.
Shit.
Must be 21, 18, and over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you nervous? Do you usually speak with this quick of a pace, or are you just trying to work it
meet
in?
the time frame.
You didn't want to hear the bear.
No,
Right.
I didn't.
At some point I was
respectful.
impressed with the memorization.
Thank you.
Because
thank
you were
very
going
much.
fucking fast, and you obviously it's obviously written like it wasn't.
Yeah.
But
It was
I
written.
thought to myself, the crowd's missing a lot of this.
I know.
Yeah, it's
I
probably
definitely
better
capture
to.
the moments way better if I just
And
add
it
more
and it
time.
just delivery wise, it stayed the same the entire time. It was just like you started and then just like went the entire time and then stopped. So it was hard as listening to tell which parts you have decided were more important for me to listen to.
Indeed.
But you also have like very definitive surfer stoner
Yes.
kind of cadence,
All right.
which I have never heard spoken that
Yeah, I've
quickly
never
before.
heard that fast
That's awesome.
ever.
That's awesome. Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
Good thing.
like
It's a good thing.
you've been smoking pot all day, and right before you got on stage, you were like, "Time to do a bump. Let's do this.
I'm feeling kind of slow.
Do a little crystal and fucking get up there and knock this thing out."
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not. I think what Rick's saying is like I don't like completely lose your ability to go fast because there's something kind of odd about it, especially with the way you talk.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like the
nice.
fact you could be the only motivated stoner of all time.
Yeah.
That's how it is. That's how it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. I got weed to grow. Like you're freaking out.
I like. Yeah.
Or whatever.
I'm so baked right now, man.
Yeah. You're like,
Whoa.
I guess
Yeah.
that's what smoking weed for 8 years will do for you.
okay.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look.
Oh, look at that!
Already great.
Dude, she is already
Already
better.
great.
She's
Already great.
better than
Already
the original
fantastic.
Patriot.
Yeah, so
Unbelievable.
good. We saw her underwear. She just did that. I mean,
Time
Starting
all
off
the
to
way
be a
around.
good
Yeah.
night so far. Good night.
but yeah, I just think you almost wasted a lot of the things you were saying because they went by so fast.
Just yeah.
You defy the stereotype of Jakes, though, which I like.
good. What is
Yeah.
the stereotype?
Well, most Jakes in
Just what
general,
you did right then, the way
Yeah.
you said, "What is
What?
the stereotype?"
Yeah.
What is the stereotype?
Fuck.
generally Jakes are pretty close to retarded in
Fuck.
general. Like no one ever's like, dude, my buddy Jake is the smartest.
Yeah.
Because of fucking 2.5 men, wasn't it?
You got to
But
beat my
you're
buddy
killing
Jake, the scientist. That's
Yeah, this-
not a thing that happens.
Oh my god.
Jake Ryan, though, 16 Candles, good dude.
Great dude. Great dude.
It's because of
Solid
that
dude.
fucking Jake and 2.5 men, wasn't it?
Luckily,
It's because of that fucking kid.
don't watch that show.
Yeah,
Good.
And
I don't
in
recommend
comedy
it
in
either.
general, I wouldn't bring it up.
Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. I wasn't going to.
How long
anyway.
have you been doing stand-up?
I just moved here about 2 months ago, and I just
Where you
started doing
from?
it. Colorado.
Okay.
Well, look, can we discuss what appears to be the baboon heart inside of your your chest there? There's some sort of an
Is that
elevated.
your phone?
What is it that you keep in that?
Oh, your
no,
side
right
pocket?
here. No, this is just my wallet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this
Smart.
is the safer
You're at the
place
comedy
for
store.
it.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I wanted to clown it, but I'm like, not the worst idea, considering where we are. Yeah.
Just leave that there. But yeah.
Big Jake.
Yeah, man, I got a 42 42-minute album on iTunes, and I just thought I'd hit the ground running, going into L.A. Have it all memorized.
In 42 minutes, I guarantee you can do 70 minutes of comedy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have a 42-minute comedy album out?
Yeah, on iTunes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
The Jake Beckman mindfuck.
Fuck yeah. All right.
And wait a second, you've been doing stand-up for how
Man,
long?
that is so Jake.
2 months.
Wow.
When did you put the album out?
January 5th.
Wait, 2 months.
Hey, stop.
You've been doing comedy for 2 months, and you dropped an album 2 months ago?
Yeah.
God, I feel lazy as fuck.
Just thought I'd hit the ground running.
I can't wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new Louis C.K. Give it up for him.
New shit all the time.
That's hilarious how fast he put out an album, too. You just must sit at home with piles of cocaine everywhere you go.
Just marijuana, dude. That's it.
One thing besides maybe definitely, I agree with everyone. You definitely need to slow down. You blew past so much stuff. I was just trying to figure out what you were talking about.
Maybe try an indica.
Yeah, maybe.
Because
Yeah.
that's what I stick with, man. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I smoke.
And
Poop
also,
particles, though, is a nice touch.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought it would be.
also, don't forget the microphone stand. Just slowly try to put it behind you when you go on stage, because
it's
people
one of
are
those
looking
odd
through
things,
you.
but like it is
Okay.
distracting. People will just
Definitely.
stare at it. It's like
Just
these
kinda
guys
like
are like it's
separate
right
them
in their
off.
sight line, which is a bummer.
Yeah.
So just get it out of their way.
I
Okay.
guarantee you
Thank
you're
you.
the first guy to do a 42-minute album with the mic stand left in front of him.
Well, I still got to get that stage
Probably.
time experience, man.
Imagine Pryor live on the Sunset
Yeah,
Strip. He
just
just
right
completely
I like
leaves
center.
that in front
I like
of
his
you.
priorities, though, from what he just said. He said, you got to get the stage time to learn where you put the mic stand.
All those little things,
You
know,
don't
because
need
I
the
did
stage
not
time
know.
to drop an album, though.
Right.
You don't, You just need
Just
a
like,
lot
you know
of
what,
weed and a lot of
before I
time.
do this on stage, I'm going to make an album real quick.
What I gotta know? What's the album called? Like I gotta
Okay.
be reminded and look into this because I want to just fast
Cool.
forward through it and hear what is.
Don't
it?
fast forward it. It'll be done quickly.
That's,
The Jake Beckman mind.
You'll
fuck.
think you're fast forwarding through it when it turns on.
Just
anyways.
normal. Slow it down.
Yeah.
and how do you spell Beckman? 'Cause you spelled it-
Beckman.
Is that your Twitter handle too? At Jake Beckman, or is
Yeah.
that spelled differently? Because you spelled it differently on this that
It's
you signed in. on.
Beckman with M-A-H-N because somebody fucking stole it and I had to use the
So
H.
wait a second. Your actual name is Jake Beckman, but you have the Twitter handle Jake Beckman with an H between the A and the N in man.
Yeah, because somebody stole my
Why didn't you just
fucking
do like
name.
Jake Beckman
Oh my
comic
god,
or
that is the
Somebody
craziest
took
thing
it.
I've ever heard.
the real
And when
Jake
you-
Beckman?
Somebody fucking took it, man.
When you say they took it, you mean there's another guy named Jake Beckman?
Yeah.
there is.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's this guy,
Or
Steve.
somebody's just fucking
Yeah, you-
stealing my
kinda like-
identity. One
And
of two.
instead of
Steve
just
Davis went with Jake Beckman, so I'm fucked.
instead of
yeah.
adding a number to your actual name,
Yeah,
you
you just-
decided to throw an H in the middle
Like
of your
Jake
last
Beckman,
name.
make it
like the
German or
Rastafarian
French
would
or
say,
something.
It's Mon, Jake
Just
Beckman.
made your
Wow.
birth certificate a liar.
Hey, do
Yeah.
you guys want to play a little sample from his?
Oh yeah, why don't we just hit a random? This
right.
is great.
Just give me 3 minutes, man. I'll
We'll
do
try legalized cannabis. Just do a little iTunes
I
preview
feel like
of
this is going to sound like Alvin and the
The
Chipmunks.
solution. Unfortunately, our society no longer practices or promotes common sense anymore, so either a good amount of you won't know what the solution is, or you won't agree with me. This solution can provide our marketplace with more food, medicine, clothes, plastic,
Spicoli,
paper,
I'm telling
stronger
you.
timber, or...
Well, you're talking slower in it though.
And
I
what I
was,
like
yeah,
about
because I
it,
just had-
why have an audience? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
If you're
That's
gonna
the
drop
thing.
an album and charge 99 cents a track,
So Spicoli when you slow it down. I'm just waiting to hear, those dudes are fags!
That was the best one-liner you had in that
Why
film.
an
I
echo
fucking
track?
love
You
that
just
one.
make
Yeah.
it sound like you're in a place with less of an audience.
right?
No,
Yeah.
again, it's important. First guy to do comedy from space. No crowd.
Fuck yeah.
It was primarily just to protect my material and then just also to have something to show to the agents.
Jake?
Just to show them that I have something established.
Jake,
So that's what you
I
send
love
to
you
agents?
already, but no one is stealing your material.
Better not.
I like that you couldn't help but mouth it as it was playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you had to
got
sing
into the
along.
zone, I just like,
He went Britney Spears on us
Yeah,
real
you
quick.
fully were like, perform.
it's just encoded into my brain.
But you could do that 42 minutes again, exactly like that. Is that what you're saying?
Probably just as fast as I just did that. Coming up on stage, I can
And
do it really fast.
go.
Yeah, let's see
Okay,
it.
I'm really picky when it comes to choosing the right job. I was very fortunate. to get
And
a couple
stop.
Oh my god. All right, Jake. What a first impression you left on us. First comedian I've ever seen to drop an album before starting stand-up comedy.
I cannot wait to see where this leads.
Yes.
Solid gold.
All right. Well, thanks, guys.
Jake
Appreciate
Beckman,
it.
everybody.
Beckman.
He's on Twitter.
Jake Beckman.
At Jake Beckman.
Hello, it's Jake Beckman.
With an H
That's
between
Jake
the A
Beckman.
and the N. In
It's Jake Beckman Town on Twitter for no reason.
They never taught Jake numbers.
There's a hidden L in Beckman on Twitter. Add a
Fuck
6
yeah.
in the middle.
Well, here we go.
Good,
keep rolling.
good luck to this person.
Where's your album, next guy?
Antonio Houston, everybody.
Antonio
Give it up for me, because I just found out I graduated. For real.
Yeah.
Seriously. So I went to go see my grandmother, and she's like, wow, you're a whole different person. I like the way you are. You're not a nigga anymore. You're a nigger. You're graduated. I was like, wow, Grandma, you really feel that way? She was like, yeah. The room doesn't smell like reefer or anything. Everything's lovely about you. You're just so beautiful now. Who you been hanging with? I said, well, I've been hanging with different people, different crowds. And she was like, yeah, well, you're doing coke now? Because you had to bump up, right? I said, no, I'm not doing coke. Not just yet. She was like, well, you should try it because it's great. I was like, okay, well, I'll take your advice. Thank you. And my problem is I try to impress white people too much. You know, first thing I say, hey, my name's Antonio. I like reading, like long walks and everything. And yeah, I'm not a nigger. I'm not a nigger. I'm just the average black guy out here. And I'm just trying to make a living. That makes them feel uncomfortable. Comfortable. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And kudos to everybody that's a comedian.
What did you graduate from?
From being a nigga.
Oh, that was what you graduated from.
Okay.
That's what my
wow.
grandmother
Okay.
said.
I remember when I graduated from that.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
First, I would lose the hat. I can't see your eyes, and I don't think they could either. Which that's a big. I mean, you use your like.
At least go Ken Griffey Jr. and turn it around.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you're wasting half your jokes delivery system by having this in shadow. So they just don't get to see. They get to see what you're saying, and they have your cadence, but they lose how you feel about it because they can't see from here up.
Okay.
And I don't see any reason for you to have to hide your face, so I just wouldn't hide it.
All right.
I mean, there's no reason to.
Unless there is a reason.
Yeah, unless you.
Yeah, the reason is I graduated from being a nigga.
There you go.
Damn, I like him
yeah.
better already.
It
It's home run derby time.
Maybe that could be a part of it.
Yeah, turn the hat around as you tell them, and that you graduated.
It is that is a pretty big difference. I noticed immediately.
Yeah, like as soon as I saw, like even now with it higher up, I
Yeah.
mean, like I see your face, like I just get a better sense of you as a person.
Okay.
Yeah, I just not a fan of hiding this.
And again,
You know?
white people are terrified of black people in shadows. It's just, it really scares them. So, like, now I'm like, oh, look, he's nice. I like him.
Yeah, I guess I would definitely explain or write the joke a little different because I also had no idea that you were graduating from being an N-word.
What word?
Yeah, which one you mean?
Nigeria.
Everybody says it now. It's fine. It's fine.
Not everybody.
Everybody.
That sounds like a trap.
This is like the whitest panel of all time. I mean,
Yeah.
we could get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
As an American, I was uncomfortable with the heavy R. I was like,
Damn, she
whoa, slow down, buddy.
There you go.
You ever fucked a robot woman before?
No.
The best sound effect is
Yeah.
the queef, the laser queef at the end.
Thank you.
I love that you wrote the topic down as crazy as family.
Yes.
Now, okay.
I thought it was all right. You just know Jake Beckman. You know what I mean?
Big question. When's the album coming out?
man.
How long have you been doing stand-up?
For about 2 years, on and off. On and
On
off.
and
But
off.
I made a commitment this year that I'm going to stick with it.
Okay.
This is my A, B, and C plan. So
I found the you want to impress white people part most interesting because you mispronounced Reagan. You were like, I like Regan. Like that. I don't know if you did that on purpose. That's so funny.
Did you say reading?
No, he said reading.
I thought you said Reagan, like the like
no,
President
like he
Reagan.
said long walks, reading.
See,
you know,
if
he
I
was
could have
doing
seen
white
your
shit.
eyes, I would have gotten that.
Exactly.
That would be a much funnier twist. I'm like a white person. I like long walks, reading Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan. Simi
It's just
Valley.
like, that's what he thinks white people like.
Yeah, like that's sort of interesting. Like, what are the things you think white people like that are just wrong enough to be like, what? Well, we don't really love that shit.
Right. Yeah, whoever told you we all love Ronald Reagan, that's funny.
Yeah.
And other things that
We
you
do.
might think.
We do.
Yeah. No, we do. I just
We're
can't.
all Alex P. Keaton in the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I signed the papers to join the Illuminati.
And
they'd
if you're
tell
gonna
you.
say your grandma loves Coke, I want to know a little bit more about it.
Okay.
Like that's just you can't just drop it on me like, wait, what? Nana loves Coke? Like I need to like, wait, whoa.
All right.
Like that's the great thing about deciding to talk about your family that you've decided is crazy is there's a lot. So like each person, it's like each person's a bit as opposed to family as bit. You know, like you can go, you can stretch everything out, like your relationship with them, your relationship as a young person, as an older person, you know, with them. Like don't try to paint it with such a broad swath of just making it my family's crazy because we've heard a lot of that over the years, and I think it's more interesting, especially. Fucking white people we want to know about your family, like what's interesting. Well, I want to know about families a family life I didn't experience. So like, I feel kind of like shortchanged, but you're just like my family's crazy. I'm like, but like how?
Definitely.
I want to really know why. Like, explain it to me.
The grandma on Coke is a
Give more
great premise.
detail. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, what does it cause her to do? Is she the only old lady driving fast? Like, what is
Yeah.
it that makes
Yeah,
grandma
did
awesome?
she get gangbanged at doo-wops? You know.
There
Well,
you
Not that I
go.
know of.
God damn, she's good.
It's a great
Grandmas,
sentence.
grandmas go wild too, guys.
But also, that's like a generation thing where just age-wise, my grandma's dead because I'm way older than you, but your grandma was alive during when, you know, the Coke generation. So it's like grandmas did Coke and your grandma maybe still does Coke. So like that's interesting in and of itself. Whereas
That's
like
probably why she used to send my uncle to get condoms. So
whatever.
First
These
of all,
are another
now
thing.
it sounds like white inbreeding, which I'm into.
okay.
Sent my uncle to get condoms.
All right.
Laney,
For
you ever
her-
do
for-
Coke?
for her protection?
Just the head nod.
Fuck yeah. Does your grandma really do coke? Did she tell you about it?
Or did you just
No,
feel he was great?
but as I got older, I just figured out like certain things that happened when I was growing up because I grew up with her.
Right.
So I just noticed certain things.
Gotcha.
That'd be funny if your grandmother does Coke. She probably doesn't like use a CD to snort it off. She probably uses like a record or an 8-track.
Still has some she bought in '78.
Right.
Oh, that means it's good. Right, guys?
Right. Great.
Well, thank you so much, Antonio. It's Antonio Houston, everybody. Spirit AG777 on Twitter. Talking about his crazy
Antonio
ass family.
Houston. That's a good
Spirit.
name,
There must
too.
have been a Spirit AG already.
Right.
776 of them.
It's a good name too, Antonio Houston.
It
And
sounds like.
Yeah, it sounds
Legit.
like it's easy to remember.
fuck yeah. Adam Driggers.
Whoa, whoa! That's the DR word.
Driggers.
Did you just say it's Drig up?
Adam Driggers with a heavy R.
Hey, everybody got smartphones? Yeah. They're tracking us with those, you know that, right? The GPS, they're tracking us. Yeah, I don't care either. But I like to mess with it every now and again. I like to set it from automobile to walking. So every now and again, Google thinks I'm fast as fuck because I'm in my car and I'm like, zzz. They're like, he's walking, but he's going like super fast. Let's not mess with him. Have you guys seen the show Hoarders? Great show, great show. Since you've seen the show Hoarders, have you watched the movie 101 Dalmatians? It really changes the way you look at your childhood. That couple had deep psychological issues. Let's just get one more. Sequel. All right. The sequel was called 102 Dalmatians. That's a great joke. I used to be married. I'm divorced now. I like to refer to my ex-wife as Plan A. Plan A had sex with one of my friends. I was forced to improvise. Plan A turned out to be a real
There you go.
I didn't want that to end.
Yeah,
I
that
didn't
was
want it to
fun.
end either.
Great premises.
I
good
would-
nerdy delivery.
I really like the walking smart. I would change it to super fast to like a superhero.
You're right.
Yeah, just like, like that, and it gives them more reason to start tracking you. That you're just like, they're afraid, that now they're afraid you're going to turn on them.
Well, thanks for giving me that great idea that I can't use now because people heard you give it.
No,
No, you're right though.
Rick,
see
have
what
I
you're
ever
saying.
taken a tag from you?
I hope so.
I definitely have. Dude, that is
yeah,
fucking.
totally.
I've taken tags from Tony. I've suggested tags to Tony. That is,
Yeah.
you have to do that.
When
It's just don't to any comic here. There's
no shame in that.
Not taking tags is a young man's mistake. Like, don't fucking do that shit. If someone, because I'm not going to use it for anything ever. It's just going to not exist.
He would
anymore.
have to steal your joke
so,
to use
like,
that tag. So.
And that it's I can't. I've taken 20 tags in my life. Like, it's not. That's just one of those things that comics do. It's not looked down upon. Don't make that mistake. So I'm not saying you have to take it, but if you like it and you want to use it, take it. It's
Absolutely, that's totally a part of this.
Definitely
whole
try it. If it works for you, it's
Yeah.
yours.
And the fucking 101
Cool.
Dalmatians Hoarders thing's a good angle.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I really like that.
One thing, it's a beginner comedian thing that just happens, and by beginner I mean like first 5-6 years of doing comedy, is you ask the audience if they have seen or heard something every time you start a joke premise. And you can just start the premise because they don't fucking matter.
You can literally just be like, that show Hoarders. Like, if you're in a comedy club and they haven't seen Hoarders, you're fucked anyways.
Yeah.
So, like, if they're like, no, you don't want to just stop your joke. And you're going to explain within your joke what Hoarders is. Like,
I mean, that one's pretty self-explanatory.
don't engage them if it's not necessary, because then you're begging someone to be like, yeah, I fucking love it. And you're like, uh-oh, now you got to talk to that guy, and now you can't tell your joke. So just, like, I watched that show Hoarders.
Plus, I really did want to hear more of your jokes, and by asking them each time, it took away 25 seconds.
Right,
Yeah.
it took off the end of that last one for sure.
Yeah.
And, like,
Fuck
everyone
yeah.
has smartphones.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so, like, it's just not necessary.
And definitely everybody's seen the other things.
Yeah.
And if they haven't, then you mentioned that. It doesn't matter anyway.
How long have you been doing it?
2 years.
And where are you from?
I'm from Florida. I've been here since October.
Nice.
You're really good.
Yeah, man.
I mean, like
Thanks.
all of your bits were like I really don't have much advice except what they've said because it was comfortable to listen to and I liked your material. So
Thanks.
you're good.
And honestly, it's easy to add a tag to a pretty good bit. Like, when you see, like, a bit that's not going to go anywhere, you're like, maybe just, like, you can't, it's easy to, like, you're only, like, when you see there's only, like, one small thing missing, it's way easier. It's like, superhero would work better than super fast. I just thought the
Word.
Flash. I'm like, oh, fuck, the Flash is back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and maybe after you see Hoarders, you realize that, what's her name? Cruella DeVille?
Oh, yeah.
Is more of a good guy trying to
Yeah.
break that shit up than the villain that she's been painted to be this whole time.
Yeah, these two supposedly nice white yuppies that have 1,000 dogs for no reason.
Right.
House smells like shit.
I mean, it's
can you
got
imagine?
to.
What, house smells like shit. House is made of shit.
And
Yeah.
that should totally be in that too. Now,
Yeah.
since you're connecting those two things, is I'd spell out the stuff that you don't see that you would have to do to support 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah, just
Like, I mean,
unravel that film. Like, thank God they didn't have any fucking kids. It would have just been slave labor shit shoveling.
right.
Yeah.
And the trough that they
Yeah.
must be eating out of. I mean, there's no way
Yeah.
each. Do they have their own? I haven't seen it since I was a kid. Do they have their own like bowls and shit? I guess it
don't
really
remember,
doesn't even
man.
matter.
I mean, they left
If
out
you
a
really want
lot
to
of
dissect the joke, they
technicalities.
only had the dogs for like a day. They were like they weren't really their dogs.
They didn't all come from the same dog either, did they?
No,
that would've been
they were
gross.
rescuing all the dogs in the city, so Cruella
Oh,
DeVille couldn't
right.
kill them. And
Right.
So
Ugh, so
Why were they
stupid.
all Dalmatians? That had to be some inbred shit.
she wanted
going
a
on.
Dalmatian coat.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
really
because
into
she
this
has
movie.
Class, okay.
Amen.
She's
Yeah.
a
Hey,
beautiful,
God.
stylish woman.
And
Every
you-
woman should have fur. I'm sorry.
Don't
Yeah.
ever have a different patriot than this one.
Yeah,
This
honestly,
is the
so
one.
far.
I mean, the winning patriot.
And now, and just out of
There you go.
curiosity,
Choo choo.
just out of curiosity, is your joke in your head based on the cartoon or the live action film with Glenn Close?
I've never seen the live action, but I guess it would fit more. But
Live
so,
action, written
yeah.
by John Hughes. Fun fact.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
That guy doesn't miss.
He wrote Beethoven too.
Yes, he did.
I really thought he was doing the 101 Dalmatians musical, but I guess I was a little confused.
Classic.
Nothing
Singing
on that.
dogs.
All right, made it weird.
Jeez.
Adam Driggers, how fun!
name.
Please sign up again. Your
Yeah, man.
one-liner style
Good
and you talking so that we could understand every word that you were saying really
Yep.
helped. And
Shame you don't have an album.
Yeah.
I do, but I have a Twitter.
He's got a Twitter.
That's absolutely true.
Oh, look at this.
Adam C. Driggers.
He
That's
figured it out.
Driggers.
Even if there was another Adam Driggers, you just put that middle initial. Look at you.
There is. He's a famous weightlifter.
He's a famous what?
Weightlifter. He's like a world champion weightlifter.
Adam Driggers?
And he has a Twitter.
My
Driggers,
name's
please.
a
I actually retweet all of his tweets.
I have
like
a
every
guy
single
whose
one.
name is. There's a Kevin Christy who's a famous weightlifter too.
What? We should hang out.
I had to go. No, you shouldn't, but I had to go middle initial too.
And I could tell you two never lift weights. So
No.
there's no connection with the.
I like how someone thought that was going to hurt my feelings.
Right, Mugzilla over here just
come
making
on,
the noises
get
he
off
thinks
him.
he should be
Push-up
making.
contest. First 1-to-1 wins.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Definitely call your first album Drigger, please. Definitely.
There he goes. It's Adam C. Driggers, everyone. Boom.
I liked him.
Heck yeah.
I want more of him.
DWA Driggers with attitude.
Hell yeah.
Those are great. Those are great jokes.
Guy was all class.
Straight up.
He even had comedy glasses.
Yes, he did. You're welcome.
Fuck yeah. Ryan Dune, everybody.
I hate jogging. I really do. I hate jogging so much that I'm going to start wearing American flag pants. So if my friends ask me to go, I can just be like, sorry, brother, these colors don't run. America! I'm not lazy, I'm a patriot. Thanks for laughing. Guys, I like to drink, but sometimes I black out. Like I just don't remember anything, and it can be a problem. But I've been beatboxing for 12 years, so I black out and beatbox. Like, for real, I do that. It's probably very annoying. And I also been working on this Jay-Z impression, so I black out and beatbox and talk like Jay-Z, and it goes a little something like this. Yo, it's your boy Jay-Z. Yeah. Then I drink more. I start getting a little hungry. Yo, your boy needs some Chinese food in this piece. We got any Chinese food in this piece right quick? Your boy's man hungry. I'm getting horny now. Yo, your boy Hova needs some pussy. All right, your boy needs some pussy. Good night.
There you go.
Great job, Ryan.
Sounds like Jay-Z.
Yeah,
Thank you.
the Jay-Z part I liked. It was everything that's ever existed about beatboxing that I don't like.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
it's
white
just,
guy
it's
can
kind of
beatbox.
like if this were 1989 and you were Barry Sobel, people would be like, damn, he's beatboxing. But I feel like a lot of people don't even know what that is anymore.
And
Beatboxing?
I couldn't agree more. I think that the Jay-Z impression is so good, and I don't hear anyone else doing that I totally feel like the beatbox weighs it down.
Yeah, it just kind of got in the. I mean, I get that you have to like figure out a way to get to the thing, but it doesn't help, and it feels a little too like music-y to me. Like it's like, oh, you just think you're good at this, so you want to show it off a little.
Yeah.
Which the impression is
Party
what's going to
tricks.
get you the laughs, and the other thing is just like, oh, I learned this thing at my house, and I want to like show it off a little, which I don't think that helps the joke.
Right. Since
Yeah.
the beatbox thing isn't funny, you can use the Jay-Z in any way you want. It might take a few minutes to think of a better premise than
Right.
the beatbox thing, but I don't even think it would. Like, it just seems like Jay-Z can be explaining himself out of any situation with anything.
Yeah, your
and then-
inner monologue is Jay-Z for some reason. You've listened
Right.
to so much rap music or
Yeah.
whatever.
So much you could do with that voice, too.
Right. Exactly.
Cool,
So,
cool.
you know, the beatbox, doing it in a beatbox form is like doing it in a knock-knock form on stage.
Yeah, it,
because it just has
literally
a bad,
does date it a little. It
Yeah.
makes it feel like 90s stuff because there was just a lot. You know, like Rosie O'Donnell used to do like a beatboxing rap routine thing in her stand-up.
Yeah, I don't want to be the guy who closes with a rap song. Like, I
And
Yeah.
way more chicks probably would sit on her face after she beatboxed.
Boom.
Wait, so I should beatbox.
Ground rule double.
Well, we're saying don't be Rosie O'Donnell.
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah,
And the other thing was...
How about that one-liner in the beginning?
one-liner was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you liked it?
Yeah, I mean
Is
it's
it too
weird.
long?
In a minute, you did like 3 very disparate things. So like I don't know what the one-liner is going to lead into. It's not like that one-liner about running is going to help you do your Jay-Z impression.
Right,
but
right.
yeah, it's, it's a funny one-liner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thing with the one-liner is it's like it just exists in its own space, so you can.
Right.
There's not like it's good, so put it wherever you want, but it's not unless you're going to build on it. It's just gonna you're just gonna use it occasionally.
Do you do any other impressions other than Jay-Z?
Kinda. I do a Jesse Pinkman yelling.
Then you can make it that. Then you could even
Have them
slide
be in
in that way
conversation.
by saying that all that you do is the only things that entertain you anymore are Breaking Bad and Jay-Z. So bobbity ba, weigh in if you want to. I mean, there's just ways to go about it that you can
a
utilize
lot of people
those
use
things.
their more than one they meld them together. They're
Right,
like, wouldn't it be
right.
weird if, like, I always wonder if this, if Jay-Z was in an episode of Breaking Bad, it would have been like this,
Right.
and that's how they.
And then both
justify the
things
thing.
are funny if they're having a conversation
Yeah.
and it's funny.
And also,
Right,
I mean,
right.
you might be able to get away with the beatboxing thing if you're doing 30 minutes or you have more time.
Yeah.
Because that's one like there's lots of comics that do they're essentially stage tricks or whatever as part of their act. But
Michael Winslow.
yeah, I mean, if you're doing
the
5-10
beatbox-
minutes though, then it's just it really does. Like right now, most of what I remember is just the beatboxing.
Ah, bummer.
Um,
No, I'm a comedian. Come on.
but yeah,
Yeah, that's part of it. So there you go.
Anything else? Why was this so short, guys?
you
'Cause I was
beatboxed.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you beatbox.
Well,
No.
the first joke, there's nothing. I mean, if you had a longer premise that you can go into it or something like that, that'd be great. Because the first joke, but by itself, it's kind of weird. Like, there's not really anything I could add to that part. But the Jay-Z voice alone, like they were saying, it's such a good voice. You just need to find a way to just write.
Instead of it being
write
about
something
beatboxing,
good.
there should have been a longer premise
Yeah.
to justify the Jay-Z impression. That should have been the whole minute.
And for
I
the for the red, white, and blue pants thing, I wouldn't open by saying I hate running because then you're stepping on your punchline
joke.
if they don't run. So make it
Well,
exercise
I
or
said jogging.
You said
or jogging.
Instead of running.
All right. Well, then I'm an idiot.
Ryan
Yeah.
actually is from New York City. We just had him on Boston, and we just had him on a podcast. He's a very successful viner. He's almost 2 million Vine.
Wow.
You know what? Here's a fun fact. I've never watched one of them.
One Vine? You don't like Vine, do you?
No.
You don't like
Anti-Vine.
Canada or Vine?
Listen, here's the thing with Vine. For as long as I have had knowledge of film, the worst thing on earth are short films. So why would I want to watch a shorter film?
Super
Do you
short
like
film.
animated GIFs, though?
Fuck no.
You don't like
But
them.
it's
I
just
like
a-
the
it's
ones
just
with
a-
butts.
Like butts?
Yeah, I like when the butt
I mean,
moves.
you like porn, right?
Sure.
There's porn vines where it's just a girl sitting there go, and it just loops and it never ends, and you could just sit there and just.
Yeah, I mean, cool. I don't need 6 seconds of anything ever.
Yeah. What's really cool is that he takes his Jay-Z voice and uses it in his vines, and it's pretty funny. And that's how
Oh, awesome.
actually. Yeah.
I could see how that would work.
I'll do Jay-Z goes to a market.
Yeah, see, like in
He orders
in that.
cheese for Beyonce.
Right. Wow. Yeah, that's amazing.
See that that should be worked. That there should be way more of that worked into.
Right.
If you're that adept at the voice, it should just be I wonder if this is what Jay-Z did yesterday, and then come up with a ridiculous day for Jay-Z.
Yeah, that could be a 10-minute
Big.
break.
Yeah. Huge.
Fortunately, in Boston,
and
I
then
got
and then
5-minute
that's
spots.
and then that's your closer when everything happens, and you're sitting on that. And then if people know you from your vines and they come out to see you do stand up, 2 million's a lot. So
They're
if that happens,
disappointed.
then make them want it. Sit on Freebird till the last song and turn it into a monster.
Cool.
There you go.
I don't know about
Well, thanks,
Freebird.
guys.
I love how you actually negotiated more time.
I know, it worked.
I could see how that's a first. Oh, that's it? What the fuck?
You guys aren't making fun of me more? Fuck this.
Yeah, but follow him on Vine also. It's Rye Dune on Vine and on Twitter, Rye Dune, RYDOON.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, Ryan. Awesome.
Ryan, dude.
Congrats on the Vine.
Yeah,
That's
congrats.
awesome.
I was actually the one that showed him, or he learned about Vine through me, and now he's making millions of
Relax.
dollars.
Wow.
This guy created Vine over here.
No, I was talking about
Actually,
it a long
told him
time
about
ago.
the internet.
I
so-
think he should go with the last comic, and then that way he could be the Driga man.
Oh.
Wait,
Put them together.
Very good. Driga. Hey, I know this guy. It's Brad Sachs, everyone. He was on a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Brad,
Listener.
Got engaged last year, guys. I did. And in 1 year, I've put on 15 pounds. She's fucking killing me. And she's the worst cook, too. I just smoke so much weed to be around her, to put up with her, that I'm putting on weight. And I feel bad. Because she's always like, what do you want? She's so passionate about cooking. She's so bad. You know, ever know anyone like this? What do you want next? I'm like, nothing. I don't want to know. She's like, no, what do you want to say? I'm like, nothing. She's like, no, I'll make it for you. What do you want? I'm like, cereal, bitch. Put it in the bowl. That was, okay. That's fine. That's fine. When we moved in together, she just went ahead and stopped shaving the bottom half of her body. Is that anybody? You fucking believe that? Yeah, just let it grow. I called my buddy. I'm like, I moved in with Wolverine. Okay, I'm quitting this tonight. Forget it. I'm done with this. It's over. Yes, my fiance's so uptight also. It's fucking like, I'm like, look, we're engaged now. Can we make a sex tape? She's like, absolutely. Who's going to play you? There's a punchline. Who's going to play you? Thank you, guys.
Oh, jeez. So what happened from last time you were on stage?
With my fiance?
Yeah.
I don't want to say.
No, you got to tell us.
Did she hear it?
She didn't hear. No.
Did somebody tell her?
No one said anything.
But did some things change in your life? Did you reflect on it?
Oh, I did a lot of reflecting. Yeah,
I don't. What
reflect.
happened?
So what happened the last time he was here, about 2 weeks ago? We had him. I mean, he really doesn't, as you could tell by a different minute than 2 weeks ago that he talked about. He really is unhappy.
Yeah.
and he's engaged. He's
Yeah.
not married yet. And he's
Yeah.
been engaged for a year, and he's still putting it off for another year, and he's so unhappy, but he's not jumping out of this thing.
Like you know, like
I mean,
giving the serial bitch, you know, like this is the person that.
Yeah, no, I felt genuine hate.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not. I play it up for the performance. I mean, there is stuff about marriage that, you know, like I told Tony before. I don't know.
I feel like his wife is at a cooking class complaining about his comedy.
You.
Oh my god!
What did you compare her to? The hair-wise, you said a Wolverine.
Wolverine.
You said maybe something like what's a centaur or something? Like what's the half horse? Yeah, Mennonite.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know.
Mennonite?
No, not a Mennonite. Not a Mennonite.
Very fine line between a
Very-
Minotaur and a Mennonite.
Yeah.
You said she stopped shaving from what? The waist down?
down.
Waist down, yeah.
Wow.
Which is, you know, sort of true. I mean, when you move in with somebody, shit gets comfortable, you know.
well, if you're with
I haven't experienced
if
that.
you're with somebody who is really doesn't want you to have sex with them, then
Right.
that's how
Totally.
it goes. You're right.
You think that's her plan? She's like, I got to stop this fucking. I know. I'll
Yeah.
just get gross.
Absolutely, that's one way to people that have that is an interesting
technique.
psychological technique, because those are people with real loneliness issues that are so afraid to lose somebody, but they don't want to break it off, but they don't want them to like them that much.
This is getting so deep.
Yeah, I know.
No, I've heard of this happening before.
I do it all the time.
You're on
I gain
Dr.
a lot of
Drew.
weight.
Have
in
you
the
heard
belly
of it?
room.
I lived it this one time.
Right.
I do that though. I like when I'm in a bad relationship, instead of breaking it off, I'll just gain.
You
like,
stop
a shitload
shaving
of
your
weight.
legs?
No, I just gain a lot of weight. Like I'll gain like 40 pounds just to get rid
Just to
of it.
break up
Yeah.
with the girl.
I've done
Wow.
it twice.
It's like a Scorsese movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to put on 45 pounds.
What
You-
kind of
you
pussy
won't-
move is that?
You don't want to break her heart, but you'll damage yours.
Yeah.
Easily.
You do the anti-machinist. Yeah.
The reverse Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah. I don't feel like most stand-up audiences are at least a lot of times half women. I don't know
Yeah.
that they like hearing a guy shit on his future wife quite that much.
Right. Right.
I mean, if
right.
you're doing, and I
For
just,
sure.
you kind of feel like, man, I started to sympathize with her.
Right.
I felt myself taking her side because I was like, she fucking tries to cook, and I'm like, look.
This bastard.
Even if she's bad at it, she's trying. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what's this guy trying to do at home except make up jokes about her? Like, it didn't. I felt like I found myself taking her side. And once you call her a bitch, get me cereal, bitch. Everyone's like, all right,
I've had enough of this guy.
He hits her. That's what it makes.
Yeah,
me
you
feel
think like, okay, either he does hit her or he's gonna.
It is the classic. That is a beater symptom. Is when you are criticizing the nice things that they do. Like, God, I hate your cooking.
Bring me a shitty sandwich. It's like, no one's ever brought me a sandwich in the world.
Why do you mix the whites with the color loads?
Yeah, she ruined my favorite shirt. She was doing your fucking laundry.
When
dude.
you said the whites and the color loads, you were talking about sex, right?
Bobby Lee, everybody. Bobby Lee.
Oh, Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Obbity, 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 obbity. Fuck yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
I love you too.
It really, though, it does. Like they said, it makes even last time it makes you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah,
for her.
sure.
And then when you call her a bitch, like never,
Yeah.
like the whole women hating thing that a lot of people do when they first start off comedy, like calling women bitches and just going off on them. It's really uncomfortable to listen to.
It's uncomfortable to listen to, and it's not genuine. I don't think you're that dude.
Like if you're gonna go
No,
call her
I'm
a
not.
bitch,
Of course I'm not.
The only way it's gonna go off well is if they think you're psychotic. So it's like it's your issue, not her issue.
Yeah, of course.
But-
I mean, and to me, the more interesting angle is you love her, but she's so bad. Like, if she is terrible at cooking, you're like, I love her, but I try to eat it, but it's so like I want what I want to say is this, but I don't. But if you're actually being abusive, you're like, oh, cool. So you're just an abusive man,
Right?
Sweet.
No, I get. I mean, soften it up. You're saying just kind of make it
more about you and not about being angry at her.
Right. And I'm really not angry. It's.
I think you are.
I just need.
I think you really
I just
are.
need to. No.
In that case, after hearing 2 different minutes of you hate your wife material, fine. Then you know what? I'll flip my belief just for you, and I'll say, and I'll listen to you when you say that you don't really hate her. But then in that case, I'll say that maybe you should start writing about something else.
Right.
Yeah.
If you don't really hate your wife and you're trying to paint this fake picture, it's not gonna come across because you're talking about hating your
Stuff
wife.
he doesn't really like, so he hates his wife and he follows that up with it's tough being a black guy material.
Right.
Right.
Hard up here for a pimp.
If you're not angry about her, then
I'm not. It's.
But you have to be.
There's a lot.
You have to be. You really
got
have to
so
be.
real. I mean, now
you're
like
1,000-mile stare there, like
it got real 2 weeks ago.
I'm
too.
in too deep.
Yeah.
I'm in
It
too
did.
deep.
It sure did.
You guys live
It's
together and
happening
everything.
again.
It has. I can even make.
Why don't we call her right now?
Oi.
On
No. We're
speakerphone?
not. Gonna, we don't. We're
That's
not
a good idea.
Would anybody in this room like that at all?
No. We only text anyway. We're.
Oh, now
want me
you're
to text?
protective of her.
Yeah.
Now you want to protect her. Now she's not bringing you cereal like a bitch. Now you don't want to fucking.
What does your wife think of this material?
There's no way she's fucking heard it.
She, you know what? She, in a way, she kind of stopped coming to see it.
She probably
That is
stopped
so
coming in
weird.
other places too.
Is that about the time she stopped shaving, maybe?
But no, she didn't.
She stopped coming
She
in
didn't
general.
seem to mind. She minded in a weird way when I would kind of try to take that material and like put it on Twitter or Facebook. Then she minded, but when she would come to a show, because afterwards it would.
One second. You put it on Facebook. You're engaged.
Absolutely.
And I'm guessing her family are Facebook friends with you.
Well,
also.
that's why she's like, hey, some of my people.
I think your joke is so funny. My dad, on the other hand, who's going to pay for this fucking wedding,
Right.
didn't like to get my cereal bitch aside.
Nor does he want to know about my vaginal hair.
Yeah, he doesn't want to know that I have a pussy like a Wolverine.
I love how hard you laugh at
My dad's a little on the conservative side. I know, I don't want to affect your art.
No, we're not knocking Wolverine pussy, by the way.
You
No,
laugh
it's
so
some of the
hard
best.
every time somebody tells you how stupid.
I know.
Like, you laugh extremely hard at that, which also leads me to believe that what you think is funny is the dumb shit that you do.
Right.
So
That is true.
Maybe there's
Some
something
yeah,
in that.
That's
little-
what should be. One of the best. I went and saw comedian named Brian Regan once, who's one of the greats. He's truly, truly brilliant. And he walked out on stage and he goes, "I'm just going through life trying not to look like an idiot." That was the first thing out of his mouth, and it summed up his entire act in the first 4 seconds. And then his act from then on was just, you knew what his perspective was. And that's the thing. It's like if you do stupid shit all the time and everyone hates it, but you just find it so funny,
Yeah.
so you keep generating stupidity. That's relatively interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the crowd would like it more if you talked about what a dick you are for not liking your wife's food.
Yeah.
As opposed to being like, that cunt. How dare she?
And if she wants to come on and do like 3 minutes on Kill Tony and become a
She
regular,
deserves a rebuttal.
She's got an open invite.
he comes too fast.
I bet you she's cute and nice and like fucking smart, and the food's good.
Amazing food.
I bet you it's so good. You just have a limited palate.
Maybe she makes your food taste like shit because you don't fuck her right.
Dang.
Damn. There you go.
You don't get snaps like that from the real paper.
All day.
Fuck yeah.
That is true.
The iron estrogen dispenser. There you go, everybody. Brad Sachs. There he goes.
Brad Sachs.
Good luck. Good luck to you, Brad.
Don't kill your wife tonight.
Please don't kill your wife.
Yeah.
This poor girl. I really would like to hear her side of all this.
We should,
Absolutely.
I mean, we're already
Seriously, ask her if she wants to do 2 minutes.
See if she can cook for about 25.
Yeah.
We'll bring her in here and we'll be the judge.
We're already on her side. We might as well hear it.
Absolutely.
Or if you want me to come over and test her food out when you're out of town, I'll let you know.
She can either come on and do a minute, or she could just make a casserole for the whole
Sounds
reel.
like she can do a minute or less married to that guy.
That's right. Maybe that could also
Yeah.
be a thing. Maybe you are a premature ejaculator and she's growing out leg and bush hair all the way to try to get you to not come so fast. That could be a thing. It could be an interesting approach.
Do you think she wants to be a sack?
I don't know. That's a rough last name to take over. Is Sachs?
She's not post-op, is she? No. All right.
Brian.
Oh my God.
Brian.
Okay, that was Brad
Jeez.
Sachs. That's Brad Sachs on Twitter, spelled Brad SACHS. SACHS. Sash. You know, my last name is Hinchcliffe, and I've been looking at tonight's names like, God, thank God that's not my last name. It's 11 letters long.
Other
almost
than
impossible
Houston.
to
I mean,
spell.
that one's
right,
smooth.
Houston was a good one.
Antonio. We still remember
Dune.
it. Antonio
That's
Houston.
a good one.
Here's a new one. Everett Fanor. Oh, shit.
Hi, everyone. How are you? So the other day I saw a guy snort Oreos on a baby, and I was really surprised. So I joined in and I snorted the Oreos with him. Now I'm here. Today's my first day doing stand-up, by the way, if you saw me earlier.
Nice.
I'm the guy that said nigger. And everyone looked at me and was like, fuck. I had sex with a homeless lady the other day. This lady had a baby inside of her, and the baby was jerking me off. And I was like, shit, I'll come by later and see if I can help you later. You get it? Come by? Fuck it. How come dinosaurs don't have dicks?
Prove it.
There you go. No. Okay, that's the time. Awesome. Fantastic.
Thank you.
He's very easily swayed this one. Everett. Fuck yeah, your first time ever doing stand-up was tonight.
Is that true?
Downstairs.
Your first time?
Not bad. First of all, I was expecting like a 75-year-old white man with the name Everett. So that shocked me right away.
How old are you, Everett? 24. Fuck yeah.
24.
24.
That's
Great age
awesome.
to start.
I don't know how to hold the mic. See?
No, I mean
It's all
that's
good.
the thing. I mean what I was watching, I honestly it felt like when that was like exactly what I was like when I first started doing stand up. None of it's true. And you're just trying to come up with any funny ideas. You're like, if I fucked a person and there was a person in there, wouldn't it be weird? So it's all just like, it's all conceptual, and none of it links together. But like, I fucking love watching people do that kind of stand up. Yeah. Like, it's just stuff you thought of. Like, it's just stuff you thought of randomness.
Yeah, it was amazing.
in the beginning, it's very. I wish I kept better track of all that weird shit I thought of like in the very beginning because you're so desperate to have material that like I wish I could find it again because it's usable shit. But like right now, it's just you're saying anything that you can think of all the time. Yeah. There's something great about it.
And if you're gonna open with a line that got some response, like "I fucked a homeless lady," probably the punchline shouldn't be about fucking a pregnant lady, because that's a different type of lady. I mean, if you start, I'm like, ooh, a homeless fucker. I like this, but then that had nothing to do with her being homeless,
right?
Other than I guess. It is funny to fuck homeless people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, great concept.
Yeah, you had the beginning of one joke, and then you went into a totally different joke. So I fucked a homeless lady there.
You could have gotten, there's so many things, too, if you combine them. Like, I mean, at least that baby has a home. You know what I mean? Inside the woman.
Yeah.
The womb.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
And fuck yeah, you know.
Like she was on her period, but it didn't matter because we just flipped her box or something like that, like whatever she's sleeping on, you know.
Listen, maybe don't take that advice, but
Hey, be a gentleman. Get her a new box. What the fuck?
Right.
Get her a new box. Is that Minnesota I hear deep in that?
No, baby, America.
Wow. Fuck yeah.
But yeah, in the beginning, you're just trying to think. It's almost the beginning of stand-up is so interesting because you can literally say anything you want, and it's so you're like, okay, I can literally say anything. But like, start off, try to make it as personal as possible about your particular life, but then don't lose that weird random shit. Because when you find a place in a bit about you for a thing about snorting Oreos off a baby, like, and it makes sense, it's going to be like, holy shit, like, how did you fucking justify that reference? Like, don't lose that sense of oddness.
And for like people who know the Comedy Store and the comics here, when you came up on stage and just started with a high-pitched voice, it's very Barry Diamond of you. Mm-hmm. It just, like, it makes people like, what? Why is he doing a weird voice? Because it obviously isn't the way you talk.
Right.
So I was about to be real bummed that you were going to talk that way the whole time. I was like, oh no, he's crazy.
Right.
Like I was gonna, but then I was like, oh, he was just doing a funny thing. But like, yeah, don't. I mean, unless it's going to be a thing, don't do it. If it's not going to turn into anything, just go up and talk. And because you weren't super afraid that this was your first time, you felt relatively comfortable. You just went up and talked, and like
I was uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, but you hit it well. I mean, everyone's uncomfortable, but the first few years you're terrified, but it's how good are you at hiding that terror?
Yeah.
You know?
You from L.A.?
No.
Where are you from?
Orlando.
How long have you been here?
October.
Another thing, and again, this is all stuff you'll learn, but don't cover the microphone up with your hand because that muffles it.
No, I'm a rapper. Part-time.
Oh, my God.
So it's like...
All right, well, in that case, when you're rapping, they can't understand what you're rapping. Hold it below the mic part. Otherwise, you're knocking away at just a lot of like where your voice is supposed to be going into the mic. So
and you're covering part of your face where they're going to see the like expressions of the joke.
Right.
Like your fist is covering this area they want to see. You know, don't go cover your face.
And also, comedians are fucking disgusting, and there's been homeless people that have touched that mic. You
wash-
don't want it touching your mouth.
Wash your hand.
Oh, no.
Dude, you just literally ate Boonshock's ass.
Oh, God, no. Everett.
Jesus. Mugzilla, you were putting that on your chode earlier, right?
Oh,
my God.
Everett. Oh, Everett.
Maybe start by licking the mic. That got a good response.
No, seriously, don't do that anymore. People have to talk on that.
The filthy people I have seen perform
I
up here.
guarantee you he would have pulled his dick out after you said that one thing and I not stopped him after seeing him just lick the mic twice. Yeah, you definitely don't ever want to do that again. Everybody talks and everybody spits when they talk. It's just whether we can see it or not in the lights, but it's constant spit.
And the last person that used that,
a spit catch.
Yeah, and the last person that used that was the Ding Dong Show. So that was probably in somebody's ass.
Yeah, it's a disturb. You gotta judge the situation.
I'm guessing that Everett eats ass. It's other things that I'm concerned about that could be on the
Do
mic.
eat ass.
There you go.
Hey.
Boom. Well, okay, Everett. You are slightly crazy. Everett, thank you so much.
Everett.
No Twitter?
No Twitter, huh?
Oh, all right.
MySpace? You can find him at Tom on MySpace.
Yeah, where do we find the rap music then?
We got Josh alcohol swabbing the. Oh my God! Everett just knocked over their table.
It was Laney and Jerry. Nothing to worry about.
Is everybody okay over there? Awesome. Fantastic. One more time for Everett Fainer, everybody.
Everett Fainer!
He just started comedy today.
I can't tell you, that reminded me so much of exactly when I first started. I had so many jokes that had nothing to do with me. I had jokes about being an alcoholic. I don't even drink. Anything I thought of that made sense joke structure-wise, I would just tell it.
Totally.
It's so that period of time is so interesting when you
Yeah.
first started. It's such a fascinating time.
I used to be really, 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 really bad at crowd work because I would overthink it instead of just communicating with
Was it Jimmy
whatever's
Pitt
going
bad?
on.
Where are you from?
Maybe like once.
Ain't never heard of that.
It was never that bad. It was never just
Pittsburgh. That's cool.
It's so true.
Where are you from? St. Louis? I don't speak queer. Like, what?
Like, what?
He used to be the best.
Fuck yeah. Well, this is the part of the show. We have a special guest here tonight who, whenever she's here, she does a minute. She has done it, I believe this is her 4th time on the show. Very, very funny young lady. Put your hands together for her. It's the one and only Missy Martinez, everyone.
I suck dicks for a living, and I'm kind of disgusted by this microphone. All right, so whenever I'm not filming, I webcam, and there are so many sick fucking fetishes out there. I'm talking about you, Red Band. He put me through college. There's taboo role play where it's brother, sister, father, daughter. Yeah, and I'm really, really concerned that I'm so fucking good at it. It's wrong how good at it. I am the Philip Seymour Hoffman of incestuous role play. And all groaners, aw. And by that I mean I have a heroin addiction too. And the one fetish I'm looking for is the one that I'm really good at. It's where you eat a whole tube of cookie dough and you sob in the shower. That's the one I'm looking for. Thank you. But speaking of untimely deaths, also, my shut up. My profession, I know how I'm going to die. I know that I'm going to die of rectal trauma at Charlie Sheen's house. So I've made peace with that, and I'm okay.
Aren't we all?
I like the Philip Seymour Hoffman thing and that whole thing. I think that
It was too soon.
Was that written before or after he died?
It was after, like immediately after, because it was going to be Daniel Day-Lewis.
I think since he's alive, it makes more sense.
Uh-huh.
Because when you say Philip Seymour Hoffman, unless it's a really killer bit about Philip Seymour Hoffman, everyone's just going to be like, he died.
He died. Okay.
And we really liked him.
Okay.
You just start going, man, Boogie Nights was good, right?
It was. It was good.
Yeah.
And with anything that you're doing at this point, I noticed that when you said Philip Seymour Hoffman, 1 or 2 people sort of groaned.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like a real blatant loud groan, and and you got distracted, and it took you from the thing. You go, oh, a groaner, but they're gonna groan at that part because
if you're dropping death stuff, you're
groan.
gonna get a groan.
Right. And once you
to be
you
fair,
say, oh, a
you don't
groaner,
want-
it makes it seem
You
like
can
you're
you can
thrown
make fun
off
of dead
balance.
people, but
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be an unlikable dead person.
Okay.
Or if you're gonna get a groan, you want the whole crowd.
Yeah.
So that you can make it a thing. But pockets isn't enough.
Okay.
Because then some of the people like it, some people don't, and then you're going to react to the people that didn't like it. You're splitting the difference. You either want the whole crowd to be like, "Hey," and then you can make it about them, or don't, or just nothing.
Okay.
But I found that it did throw me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I usually ignore most things like that. I'll just ignore most of the time. I'm always ignoring if that kind of shit because you'll have people that chat too much, and there's the comics that will attack that immediately and stuff. I'll just make it seem like, hey, this doesn't affect me that you're doing.
Yeah,
because they usually end up just shutting up.
If you let them know it did affect you, then that person knows if they want to, they can affect you.
I'm enabling.
Yeah, no fear.
They're like, oh, she stops.
No
for me.
fear and no apologies either.
Yeah,
If you
never.
apologize for weakness.
Yep. And then they don't care what you say after that. So what else? There was that part, the Philip Seymour Hoffman and
I really like
Charlie
the
Sheen.
crying in the shower with the cookie dough thing.
Thank
I
you.
like that angle. I wanna hear more about the traumas your body will face as a senior adult star. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Senior as in senior of high school, not a senior citizen.
I don't know. Sloppity.
Sloppity.
Yeah. Have you ever had a pink sock? That might be funny.
Okay, are you talking about prolapse?
A prolapse rectum.
Everybody
rectum,
prolapses. That's the title of my autobiography.
Really?
I can't write.
Also, you're making.
God damn, that's good. That's a good line.
That is awesome.
That was funny.
I can't write.
That's funny.
Yeah, so you're obviously funny. So
Also,
just keep doing
I
it.
feel like when you started, you made the assumption that everyone knew what you did for a living.
That's true.
You're like, when I'm filming, and I was like, what? And then I kind of got. I'm like, oh, that kind of filming.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you gotta let them know in a certain way without overdoing it. I've seen people. Adult film people, when they do that, they overdo it. They go, I do porn, and they oversell it. But just let them know ahead, because when you say, when I'm filming, it's like, what are you making a documentary? Like, I want to know, like, what exactly do you mean?
I work with children.
It's
like,
it's a type of documentary.
Yeah, it is.
And maybe that's something for like these 1 minute sets that maybe when we announce you, we could just say adult film star and brand new comedian Missy Martinez.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do it every week.
Because my last 3 minutes were adult heavy, so I was trying to not like just jerk off a dead horse.
No, it's just very. All you have to
Don't
say
ever
is that.
stop that.
I mean, certainly not for free.
Yeah.
Right, just a simple.
But I like the angle of realizing you're good at something you're disgusted by. That's interesting too. You're like, I rule at this thing that it's so gross.
Also, Charlie Sheen. Well, it's something I guess people understand.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of played out at this point.
True.
There's got to be a new celebrity that's doing.
Yeah, go Shia LaBeouf or something.
Yeah,
I guess
LaBeouf into it.
I guess Shia. My original was Rick Ross, but I didn't think a lot of people would understand
Great tits.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does have great tits.
A lot of white people here would have been like, "Is that the painter guy?"
Yeah.
No, that's his brother Bob.
Yeah.
Great afro.
Thank you so much, Missy.
Thank
That's
you.
Missy X Martinez on
Yeah.
Twitter. Always funny. Always fun to have you here. Thank you, Missy. And our next regular tonight, you know her from Kill Tony and from episodes of Dysentery. Put your hands together for Sarah Weinshank, everybody. Yeah. Always fun, always different.
Laundry is exhausting. You do a load, then there's more, You can't mix darks with whites. It's a whole to-do. What else is it? You know what else is exhausting, guys? Trends. Every time I'm in my laundry basket, I see all these trends. I'm like, am I still going to wear this? Is it still acceptable as an adult? Should I still be wearing leather? How do I wash leather? I have to get this dry cleaned specifically at a special place. I can't mix all of this stuff together. Then all of these like old mismatched socks fall out of my hamper. I see some neon. Adults should never wear neon. It's like basically telling the world you're under construction. We're not going to lose you, bro. We can see you. Clear as day. What is neon? Men in neon? Not okay, guys. Don't get dressed up trying to look like a firefly. You're not a tennis ball. I can see you. Not gonna lose you. You're not a kid at summer camp.
Oh my god. You have such a... She has a goofy style like that.
I love it.
A lot of that stuff. You're floating out a lot there for your
like,
examples. I can tell you're really going down your list of examples of what guys wearing neon look like.
Under construction line, though.
Yeah,
that's
that
great.
Was fucking
Solid
huge.
joke.
Yeah,
totally.
I was
Yeah.
considering some like laundry. It's like one of the hacky go-to. It's like
I know,
weather in
it's-
L.A. But
Yeah.
the joke was great.
Yeah, I
What's
feel
the
like you just
punchline's
get
awesome.
to the neon part earlier.
I wanted to do neon, but I didn't want to just go into neon by myself. Like I wanted to do neon, and I probably had like 30 seconds of neon. So then I was like, well, what the hell can I put with that? I'm just going to add laundry and trends because the best part of neon is the under construction. I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
best to get to the good stuff quickly.
Just
and then
cut
try to
trim
add
it.
on to
Also,
that.
your
if
delivery,
possible.
you get away with going slower than I notice a lot of especially the comics here. You get away with like you come up and you're like, this happened, and then you pause, and a lot of times people just laugh at your cadence and the way you say stuff. So I don't feel like you have to rush. You almost get laughs on things that aren't jokes because you have an interesting delivery. Like the way you kind of just talk, people tend. I just noticed they tend to laugh at the way you just kind of like blurt all this stuff out. So I don't feel
aggressive and soft.
Yeah, it's like you
It
don't
was
have.
interesting.
You don't. I don't think you should feel the need to hurry, because you're just the kind of the odd way you deliver your jokes seems to get laughs.
Okay. Cool.
Maybe more about how it's exhausting. Like you set that up, but you never really get through it. You jump to trends almost
But
immediately.
a basket full of regrets is really interesting, though, just conceptually. You look at it like it does it represent heartbreak or just
Well,
it's all mistakes?
It's just like I shouldn't be wearing Peter Pan collars anymore. That's
Yeah.
not a thing. Like, oh, plaid. Am I too old for plaid? Like, what is that?
Yeah, did you buy that for a guy? Did you buy that for you? For someone else? Like, what's the real reason for all this stuff? What does
Yeah.
it represent? Did you?
Do you have
think it was-
laundry on site? Like, do you have it in your place, or do you?
Yeah, I have laundry on site. Have to have $2.50 available in quarters.
So you share it with other
Paying for regret is a funny
Yeah.
concept too.
Right.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
stuff
I
is-
have to come up with 250 in coins to wash a mistake.
Yeah, I like
You know?
that. That's
and
funny.
and also fuck, what was
Maybe
it?
some other trends that were big until you get to the neon.
so
Something
many
silly.
wolf teas.
The build-up.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah, wolf tea is good.
Like the Hangover Baby. Like, why did I buy a Hangover Baby T-shirt?
That's a
Yeah.
great trend. That's a great trend. Like, oh god, how many of the those must be so full? Like all
Shouldn't have taken that home from Vegas. That shirt.
Yeah, just like, oh man, I thought that was so funny for 30 seconds.
And also, if you're going to mention the exhausting part, I would say add something else about at what
Why?
point during that whole thing are you getting lazy? Like, at what point do you start to get tired from doing your laundry? Is it when you carry it to the washer? Is it in between that? I know I've always hated making that switch because whatever I always want to do it takes more than 25 minutes, and I like doing two things at once. So it's always like a fucking I have to go move but I don't know. But whatever you do with it is great. We need to keep it moving. Thank you so much, Sarah Wineshank.
Yeah.
Every week a new minute, guys. Pretty impressive. Building some monsters here.
Shank
and
of wine.
This is our other veteran and regular. She dropped out of Florida. Used to be a Gator. Just about to graduate, but she fell in love with stand-up comedy. She
Hell
started
yeah.
right here on Kill Tony. It's the one and only Kimberly Congdon, everybody.
What's up, guys? Sorry about the wet spot down
We're
there.
not.
That was Everett, but after that set, I guess he figured that was the only girl he was gonna get wet for a while.
Woo! Whoa! Burn! Roasted.
So I lost a lot of weight last year, which was pretty cool. But there's a lot that goes into dieting, because now people come up to me and they're like, "Wow, you look great," and I'm like, "Really?" 'Cause I feel really bitchy, because I'm never eating. It's weird. It's like, because me and food go together, I just have like a special, like peanut butter and jelly and Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, like Asian women and peace signs, Like, why do they always do that, They do this in pictures. Is it like, how they here, they're like, 1, 2, 3, cheese. Over there, they're like, all right, on the count of 3, put up the maximum children allowed in your household.
Fuck
Do you
yeah.
think that Asian women have small boobs because their parents didn't let them have B's and C's?
B's and C's.
Bras.
Bra size reference.
Oh, gotcha.
Because they had to
That's
get
it.
straight A's.
I stumbled that last part, but
Well, that's really funny. Wow. There's got to be a way to word that so that I understand it.
Well,
right.
That's
when you
what it's
say it.
about.
Yeah.
Write your jokes for Tony.
Aim at one person.
Right. I mean, if I miss it, that's pretty fucking weird. But
The end.
no, I guess I get it. Because I was thinking.
Don't backtrack. You did not get it.
I was
and
thinking.
a lot of people did.
No, I get it now. Is what I'm saying. I thought she
He
was saying
didn't
about
get it into a
B's and
microphone.
C's.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was
I think you
English
should do
joke.
the pose the first time you say it.
yeah.
So they know immediately what you're doing. It's that because it is that like classic, like they always go like that, like do it, and so they know
You know
what.
what's weird? I wanted to, and then I still get shaky on stage.
Yeah.
So I'm nervous to even put my hand up because I'm like, oh, everyone's gonna see me shaking.
Yeah, totally.
Then you have
So
to be
then-
doing more open mic spots throughout the week to where
Yeah.
this
Honestly,
shit
I mean, you have to
turns
just break.
completely
I mean,
numb.
think about comedians that do lots of physical stuff. There's a first time they try every bit that's physical, and it must be terrifying. But the payoff of finding a joke that works with words and selling it is they're way more effective than just a words joke.
Yes.
So, but there is that first time. Like when Delia's on his head, there was that first time he had to get upside down. It must have been like, all right, now comes the time where I have to stand on my fucking head. Hope it goes well. Like
Yeah.
you just have to do that thing.
Mm-hmm. And I'd like to hear more about I like where you're at with that dieting thing, because it is true. That's something that I don't hear a lot of people talking about is how angry that would probably make someone not eating food. And maybe some comparisons of how good you'd feel on this or that. Like you talk about the peanut butter and jelly, but you don't really relay it to how unhappy you are. Like,
But isn't that like really hacky to talk about diets?
Well,
I mean,
what
it seems like every girl, female comic probably has a diet.
They
joke.
do-
because
it-
every female's been on a diet.
It's prevalent, but it also is never ending. Like it's never going to conquer. It's never going to be conquered. It's like talking about drinking to me. I mean, it's just about the angle. If you find an angle on it, it is a super well tread upon thing. But so's dating. But everyone seems to
I
talk
wanted,
about it.
you know how I talk about how not eating makes you angry? I wanted to say that that's like what breeds feminists. Like feminists are just women that dieted too hard.
See, there you go. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
definitely.
Right.
You should Absolutely.
Maybe you scream out snacks during sex now because you're so deprived of them. You're just like,
Right.
peanut butter cups, bitch! like you know, stuff like that.
Or maybe you have him, or
like,
maybe you
what
have
do you
him
want?
whisper those things into your ears.
What do you want, baby? And you're like, caramel corn. I mean your dick. I mean your dick.
Hilarious.
I meant your dick, but I mean caramel corn.
There she goes, everybody.
Thank
It's Kimberly Congdon.
Kimberly
She's on
Congdon.
Twitter at Kimberly Congdon. We are going to La Jolla this weekend. We're taking the whole crew with us. Those two girls as well. Josh Martin's going to be there,
Missy's
and
gonna
we're
be
all
there,
going
too.
to Comic-Con. Missy's going to be there live from the La Jolla Comedy Store Saturday, 8 p.m. Maybe? Okay,
Maybe.
all right. What?
Uh,
Okay,
what's up?
so catch
She's
the-
out.
It's a
there
2-hour
we go.
drive. I don't know if
Thank
it's
you
that
guys
big a deal.
so much. You guys are awesome at this.
Thank
This
you.
is a fucking well-oiled machine, the three of
We're
us.
full of hate. We're full of hate.
You're at Rick Ingram on Twitter. Always fucking funny.
Yep. Very angry.
Yeah, which is great. It's good that you keep it real out there. Kevin
man.
Christy as well. Is it Kevin G. Christy?
At Kevin G. Christy.
Right, Christy, Chrissty.
Yep.
Courtney Molay, believe it or not,
Yeah,
was
she
the
was
woman
good.
behind the Iron Hot Chick, the Lady Patriot. Boom, boom, boom. That's Courtney Molay on Twitter,
She's
correct?
more than Margaret Thatcher.
Margaret Mole.
Margaret Molay, you changed
Margaret
it.
Thatcher
Changes are
reference.
happening.
You know, like, it's me, Margaret.
Please follow her on Twitter, everybody. That's Margaret Molay, Molle. I'm Tony Hinchcliffe.
I'm Brian Redband. See you.
Bye-bye.
Hey.
Thank you, audience. Thank you, comedians.
Call me crazy, but I had this vision one day.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned for the Ding Dong Show.
Good job, man.
Stop on that.
I know I'm good at